Great American Pillow Fight coming at you.
Who's that saying sweet flag? Bird was in the stall, and boy, we all went piling out.
All you gotta do is block that guy. Your job ain't that hard. So just don't make it hard. Yes, sir, Coach. I got you.
Now, from Suite 11 at Louisiana Downs Casino and Racetrack in some basement in rural Central Florida, it's the Jumpin Offsides Podcast Network. Here's your host, Chance, JD, and Mike.
We are live.
New deal, Han.
New deal.
New deal.
Let's go.
Episode 47.
Episode 47,
Shit, how
man.
did we get here?
I don't know. It seems like it's been forever in the making, but we're here now. So
Yeah, we're here.
let's talk.
Got our ass kicked with the computer to get here. Got our ass whipped the last couple weeks. And took one this past weekend.
Yeah. I mean, I know I did. It was not fun for sure. We, like I was saying before we really kind of got started there, I just was not expecting LSU to go to Ole Miss and have an offense that just looked that bad, especially when, I mean, Arkansas had 500 yards of offense on Ole Miss's defense. And we go up there and allow them to run 80 plays. Like, I mean, our defense was on the field the whole first half, and you can't run the ball between the tackles. You can't run the ball outside of the tackles. I mean, it's a legitimate question that Michael Cobble asked Brian Kelly a few weeks ago when he blew up about it. Yeah. Like, it's an honest question. Like, we have zero push on the front, on the line, and I don't understand it.
Yeah.
So,
how good your running back, and how good is your line?
I think our running backs are not bad, but I mean, you're also playing a guy that, you know, in high school he was not a running back; he was a quarterback, and you know, I don't really know how to say it, but he's an all-time leading passer in the state of Louisiana, and he's playing running back at LSU. Like, what are we doing? You know, you've got a 5-star freshman from New Orleans that, you know, gets the ball like 5 times the whole game and scores a touchdown. Yeah. And then you have, you know, you've got guys that are legit running backs that aren't getting the ball. We got a serious problem, and like I said, man, I think Nussmeier really does have an issue, it seems like. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Definite. I mean, best you're getting is 32 yards on a long pass, and it's short. That's not good. That's not what we've watched over the last couple years. And coming into games and lighting it up, and then last year, and then to be a Heisman hopeful, you know the kid is struggling with a major injury or a minor injury even. It's just nagging. Like, let's pull him to the side. Let's do what's best for him for that, because what he's doing right now is like the Dr. Pepper commercials, the old draft slide, you know, that they keep showing every commercial.
Yeah.
Is our quarterback hit the draft slide. You know, well, that's what's happening right now. So sit him out, and because you're either going to lose games with him in there, or you're going to lose them without him. But I would rather him get a little more healthy and help you. Even if you lose 2 games, you're going to be in the playoff if you win out.
I agree.
And there's a possibility for a third one if you look good after that, and then win the SEC championship. Major. So let's get him healthy. Let's get him back out there. Let's roll him out and give the defense a chance to get better. And you're going to run the ball more. when you have Van Buren in there or whoever your backup is, and maybe he gives you that little bit of mobility that Nussmeier doesn't have at this point.
Well, I also think that, just putting Michael Van Buren in the game is not going to – it's going to mask a lot of the issues that we currently have anyway, which is hang on one second. But, yeah, he's definitely masking a lot of the issues, that we have. I think that hang on one second. Turn the volume up there. I think it's definitely masking the issues that we have. And, if you play him, besides him running around, what good is that going to do, for the offensive line to learn how to run block? Yeah. I mean, I think Jaden Daniels masked it for 2 years, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, running the RPO and whatnot, you had 3 threats at once. You don't have that. I mean, we still run like an RPO, but we don't have
no chance
of an option. It's either a run or a pass. There's no option because we're not using the option part of it. It's basically you run the ball or you pass the ball. It's not really the type of offense that we ran under Mike Denbrock. And I'll say this, I told you and Mike this Saturday, had Mike Denbrock not left, and there's a lot of chatter that he was kind of forced to leave, which is really surprising to me. But, I saw something, I don't know if I sent it to y'all, but T-Bob was saying that he's got some pretty good sources that basically Sloan was looking for ways out, and he was using Bryce Underwood as leverage, not necessarily looking for ways out, but he was using Underwood for leverage. Underwood ended up staying at Michigan, but the whole idea behind Denbrock leaving, according to T-Bob, was that Kelly wanted to make Sloan co-offensive coordinator with Denbrock to retain Underwood.
Yeah.
And basically Denbrock said no. And it was either, well, that's how it's going to be, or find something else. Now, do I know? I don't know if that happened, and I hope that it didn't. Mm-hmm. But if that is true, that is absolutely terrible.
Absurd. Yeah.
So,
well, he just seems very difficult to play for. I would think he looks very difficult to work for. I would think he's kind of a bad boss, just the way he treats the players. I'm used to watching a Nick Saban that when you're down and things aren't going right, you've got the biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
And then when they're going great and right, he's fixing to hammer somebody's ass. Because sometimes you have to shoot a hostage, so to speak.
I completely agree with you on that.
And so you see that over and over, and him berating guys over there. It won't be long, they won't want to play for that, and people won't want to work for that. And then he's owed so much money, you are held hostage too, because nobody wants to go start raising that kind of money. Well, not this early on.
I look at this from a standpoint of, I sent y'all a deal the other day. Is Brian Kelly the most unlikable coach in college football? I don't know the answer to that. I'm not going to say that for sure he is, but I also know that there's other coaches out there that are very not likable, but Kelly's one of them for sure.
He makes it easy. He may be the best guy in the world, most soft-hearted guy in the world when you're with him. Whatever, he may just get anxious during the games or whatever, but he sure doesn't come off that way by looking at him, and he's just different from what the South is and what we're used to seeing on the LSU sidelines.
Well, the whole timeout debacle, man, that just, golly, it's just so hard to understand how you burn a timeout. You burn a timeout to kick a field goal. You burn a timeout at 4th and 1. That leaves you with 1 at the end of the game. And they let the 2-minute clock, get, and then they had one more. They took the timeout, and then the QB runs out of bounds. And you've got a 4th and 3.
Helping you out.
And so if you think about it, technically, if you would have had one more timeout, he runs out of bounds, you could use a timeout there and set your defense, make sure that everybody's in place. But you don't. You're out of them. And so
you have a guy running
and you've got
open.
and I didn't understand that in the first half. I think they showed a clip where Ole Miss had like 4 receivers on one side, one on the near side of the field on the camera, and LSU had 2 or 3 guys on defense in the back end on the side of the field with no receivers, and 2 guys guarding 4 guys on the other side. What are we doing? That was in the first half. I mean, we went into half with timeouts, I think. Why didn't they call a timeout there and, get the defense set? There's plenty of coaches on the sideline.
Yeah,
Did nobody see that?
Yeah.
Or somebody up top can't, look down and say, hey, we got a problem. Timeout.
Right. Burn one. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Unreal.
Well, hopefully the bye week helps because
is that this week?
That's this week. Okay. We got the bye week. We really need the bye week, I think.
Who's up next?
So we come back and play South Carolina at home. And so I really do feel like that game there.
I think Sellers will get shell-shocked.
I don't think so. And the reason I say that is because we couldn't stop him last year until he got hurt. And from what I saw the other day, we still have not figured out how – Blake Baker still has not figured out how to stop a running quarterback. Yeah.
Was that last year? Was that a Jefferson Pilot Sports Game of the Week?
It might have been.
I want to say it was.
I want to say it was because it ended around the time of – I don't remember what game it was after that. It was a game after that, I do know. So it was probably an early kick. I'm almost certain it was.
Yeah. I'm trying to think where we
were. Was that the same day that Vandy beat Alabama?
I believe it was.
No, Vandy played Alabama early in the day, didn't they?
But later in
or was I don't remember. Yeah. But anyway, long story short, it was not good, and we probably should have lost that game. But we finally got a defense, and now we don't have an offense. And I'm so confused that, for the last – how long has it been? Ever since Coach Insminger took over the play calling duties, the year that Les Miles got fired early in the season, and Coach O was interim, and he basically fired Cam Cameron immediately and made Insminger the offensive coordinator. The very first game, we set a school record for total offense. First game. And now here we are needing offense, and we don't have it. And so I don't know. I've had a lot of people ask me, why don't they call Coach Insminger and get him to this at least be a analyst or, sit in the booth and call third downs.
He might want to come back.
And he might not. He's probably to the point where – he's kind of – he did what he needed to do. They won the national title, and he came back the next year. And I feel like we had a really good offense going the next year with Miles Brennan. We had no defense, and that cost us 2 games basically. Yeah. And then once he got hurt, it was pretty much over after that because we had freshman quarterbacks, and that wasn't going anywhere. But I just – it seems to me like we've got something missing. I don't think it's necessarily the Jimmies and Joes.
No.
It's the X's and O's. And, that's one of the things that y'all always say is that you've got to have them at the same time. And, yes, granted, we do have some young, inexperienced offensive linemen, But, at the same time, like, these guys are 4- and 5-star recruits. Most, that
It has
you
to
don't
come to coach.
you learn it has to
because
And that's-
like all off season you see the recruiting boards, you see the rankings, and LSU's always up there.
So is it coaching or is it scheme? And I say that because sometimes scheme has a lot to do with the way you coach. And like what I asked Mike last week in regards to the zone blocking, or 2 weeks ago, whenever that was, I asked him, how do you go about, handling the zone blocking whenever you're blocking an area, basically. So
What's up?
I'm going to move. What's up, Chris Vines? Thanks for joining, buddy. Long time no see. Who beeper keep beeping and beeping? So, let's. What about the other games,
so
man?
Friday
let's
night,
talk about that.
And I believe Mike called it, talking about the Friday night games and everything. There was 2 of them,
But-
2 upsets.
But he did not pick Virginia.
He did not. No,
He
no, no.
picked. He actually picked Florida State to cover, which they didn't. So
Well, obviously not. He would have picked him. He would have picked Virginia.
He'd
to
have
win,
picked Virginia to win
and Florida State to cover. The favorite to cover. Yeah. Good job, Mike. Yeah. But no, he called that Friday night. Strange things happen on Friday nights and all that. And then so I stayed up. Dawson and I watched that game. We were pumped that Virginia did that. Of course, they stormed the field over beating up a team that's probably not even
that didn't win a game
50.
last year.
Yeah. And then we stay up after our flip over after that game to the Fox affiliates. And Timmy B, our good friend of the show, Timmy B, no free shout out. We get him and the TCU game, which like TCU is number 2 for me on teams, and I hated it. Because Dawson said, TCU's not going to win tonight. I think Arizona State's going to beat them. And they beat them 27-24 on a field goal.
Yeah.
And sick about that.
Arizona State, man, I'm telling
They're
you,
one
like
of those
that coach.
teams. Yeah.
I like that guy.
Now, is that Ken Dillingham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A vicious field storming is what Hayden said.
Well, no.
Former
I listened-
UCA Bear quarterback Hayden Hildebrand joining us.
No free,
Thank you.
No free ads.
No free ads, Hayden. For
So I listened to
Ameriprise Financial Advisors.
That's right.
If you need a financial advisor, Hayden's your guy.
Well, he'd probably say it financial. That's how we say it in the financial world.
Financial.
Yeah,
Financial.
I listened to the field reporter. Can't think of her name, but she was on Danny and Dusty yesterday, and they were asking her about that because they were worried about like Squirrel White getting his little nuts run over, But and she was like, it really wasn't bad. It looks worse from up there, but and she said, and what you don't see is on the field from that was all the students. So it wasn't coming from every direction like wide open. The students just stormed it. She said it wasn't bad, and these guys have just played 3 hours, and they're all 240 pounds and superior athletes. They weren't going to get taken down by some moron that was drunk, coming out of the student section. So, yeah. But, yes, Hayden, to your point, that was a vicious field storming.
I mean, they were ready. Have they ever stormed the field at UVA?
Oh, yeah. No, they have because Danny was talking about it. They did it against Florida State years ago. And,
okay.
And every time they win against if you're a top 50 fucking opponent, don't worry, you're going to get stormed.
We're live on Facebook.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
I know where we are.
Oh, yeah. Getting the field stormed, huh?
They're going to storm the field, son.
That's
It's
hilarious.
coming. Yeah.
And it couldn't have happened to a better team. I'm going to be honest with you.
No.
I love it.
No, don't,
I do.
First of all, I just disregarded what you said because you said I'm going to be honest with you. Be honest all the time, JD.
I'm always
But I'm
honest.
telling you,
That's my problem.
So Florida State, or Tallahassee Junior College, whatever. The Criminals, I love to see it. And I love their little 4'9" quarterback getting the guy.
He can't throw the ball
No, he's not
out of
the
sight.
guy.
Like, I'm serious.
He throws it like a tubby little quarterback that we watched growing up.
Kinda.
Over at high school, they're throwing straight up and let
yeah.
it come down and hope Squirrel White catches it.
Just drop back and toss it up in the air.
Let it go. Throw his head straight in the air and
Yeah.
wind up and let it go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's man, I look at it from the standpoint of Florida State should have never been in the top 10. Okay.
No.
They caught Bama the week 1. They played a heck of a
They know how to
game.
scheme against Castellanos.
Great game.
And
You know?
Malzahn always has their number.
Yeah, and that's just I don't even know how to say it. It was at Florida State. They had and they did. Their defense played really good. I mean, they came downhill and they punched Bama in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
However, you look at Bama this week against Georgia. I called that game.
Yeah.
You know, I felt
I
like
did too.
Bama was going to win that for whatever reason. I just, just by judging the way they've looked in the last couple of weeks, ever since they lost that game, they woke up, and maybe that's
Simpson's playing a lot better.
Simpson's playing better.
Yeah.
They've
That's
actually
the run game.
they've actually got an offense like you would want. They run the ball. They run a lot of play action under center. It's not an RPO style offense so much as it is just it's kind of a pro style offense. They run a lot of single back, but it's results, man. When you've got the design to go with the players, that's what you're going to get. And there's a lot of LSU fans out there that might not like me about this, but I don't see I see a path for Bama now that they beat Georgia.
Yeah.
I see a path for them to get in, and the SEC is kind of down at this point.
It is.
The teams that we really thought were gonna be there, not really there. LSU doesn't look that great. I wasn't expecting Ole Miss to be that good. I also was expecting more from Florida.
Weren't we all?
Yeah. Old Napier. Poor old Napier.
Billy Hall Napier.
Billy. What about let's talk about Billy doubling down today.
Yeah.
On
put it
his
out there.
or yesterday when it was. Pushed all the chips on the table. How many times has that guy got to double down on himself before somebody says,
How long
Coach,
have I been
look.
calling? 8 years, and I feel like it's done pretty good, and it's got us where we are now.
Yeah, 1-3. That's exactly where you are. You're 20-22.
You know what he meant was getting us to Florida, but obviously it's been too big for you for 4 years. And so, here we are. 20-22, 1-3 on the year. You have a losing record against top 25 opponents, against top 10 opponents, against SEC opponents. So you're going to be judged by your body of work. And your body of work says that you are not a very good play caller in the big leagues.
I agree with that. I don't think he's a good play caller anywhere.
Well,
If you really go back and look at some of the games that he had as a coach at UL, there were a lot of last drive wins, kind of playing the clock and just waiting and waiting and waiting, and then all of a sudden you score
Sneak
late in
out
the
a
game,
win. Yeah.
you sneak out a win, but that also has bit him too.
No,
So-
Chris, it's not. We're not firing him this year, just for the record.
Chris
we
is
can lose 100-0 against Texas this week. We're not firing him.
my good friend Chris Vines here is a huge Razorback fan.
There you go.
Grew up in Arkansas. He's an
I like
Arkansas
it.
fan, and I always mess with him. But I will say that I can't blame Arkansas for letting Pittman go just because of the record. But
It had to be done.
it had to be done, and I don't know if Petrino is going to do any better. But Petrino has results there, but it's a different game than when it was in 2011. When he had Arkansas ranked in the top 5.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, I think that had he not gotten beat up by that girl's boyfriend, he'd probably still be at Arkansas as a head coach.
And Chris, let's say this. The question, is Billy at Florida, is he the one to get fired? Let's ask this question. Arkansas got serious about basketball and hired Calipari. Are they going to get serious about football with all the money? The Tyson Foods, Walmart, J.B. Hunt, the Joneses. Are we going to get serious about football yet and go hire you a coach that's fixing to do it and y'all back it with the money that you have? That's the question, Chris. Tell me something good.
I agree with you that I think that Arkansas has got just as much money.
More
than Texas
that.
and A&M. I
yes.
mean, you're not going to find anybody with deeper pockets than the Walton family
and
Jerry
Hunt,
Jones
and Jerry Jones and Tyson Foods.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Perfect time going into the bye week.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't disagree with you there.
We all had good bye weeks for sure. We get Texas coming into the swamp this week.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one.
Maybe so that we have the 103rd ranked and 125th ranked teams on third down coming into the game. So last year I said it it's in our opening, Great American Pillow Fight.
Yeah.
So I mean, this could be
Let's see.
the Great American Bar Scene, as Zach Bryan sings about.
Drew Head, I agree with you. Coaching is planning the right scheme. I think, when you look at what Brian Kelly has done, last year, halfway through the year, he started walking around on the field with a play sheet. So that told me a lot right there. But if he's involved in the game plans, he knows already what plays they're going to run and all that. And it just, to be honest with you, it's shades of Les Miles calling a freaking toss dive
Inside
on 3rd and 8,
yeah.
Just him overriding Jimbo Fisher. And, we had Charles Scott on the show, and he told us, a lot about that as far as when Jimbo was there and Les's first few years. Like, they would get into it constantly on, in practice and whatnot because of that. And, it just, I don't know. I'm having flashbacks and I hate it because
cold sweats,
man, that time to be an LSU fan was rough, man. Because you knew you have all the talent in the world. You've got guys going to the league that are all pros, like, leading the league in receptions. Like, you had Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham that go to the NFL, and they're basically set the rookie record for receptions and yards in a season, and we can't even
utilize them at all.
Not at all.
Yeah,
Granted, we had 2,000-yard receivers and a 1,000-yard rusher, but it was, you still didn't play the game like you should have. And I think that had we had a true offensive coordinator that wasn't trying to run what the New York Giants run, we might have been a little better, but who knows?
Hey, we want to thank you for all the comments we're getting right now and all that. Hey, keep that up. That keeps this thing. As we go live, we're going to need you guys watching every week and tuning in and asking questions.
Yeah, we really do appreciate it.
Let's fire it off at each other. If you don't agree with what we're saying, hell, tell us.
Yeah.
We'll fire back at you. We'll just be live enough to say it on air.
And as far as, is Billy the next coach to get fired in the SEC?
I just don't think so.
I don't know. I think that it's all going to depend on the next 2 games. If they go out at home this week and Texas just boat races Florida, he won't make it till Monday. I'm telling you, if he gets boat raced by Texas in the swamp, he will not make it to Monday. I mean, do y'all agree?
I think there's going to be chatter and talk because they didn't recruit this past weekend. They did not go recruit at all. It makes you kind of wonder, did Scott tell him, hey, look, I think we've seen enough. We're probably going to relieve you of your duties, barring finishing 9-3, which is
But why
Let's
would
face
you
it.
not recruit knowing you know, most of the time in situations like that, they're going to come to an agreement. You continue to recruit and keep this team together, keep these players together and all that. But man, I don't know.
I think
Yes,
he's too
Hayden,
hurt
they were for sure hard to watch. But yeah, we talked about that a little bit, you know, earlier. Nussmeier's got to be hurt, man. Like,
oblique.
you know, I think it's more than that. I know his knee's hurt, but y'all saw last year. I mean, he's overthrowing guys. He had a rocket. Like, he's overthrowing guys 50 yards. He's overthrowing them 5 or 10 yards. And now he's having to wind up and throw it 30, and he barely gets it there.
Did he get married?
I think he's engaged. I don't think he got married. Whew. Now, that could be part of the problem, but
Well, I was thinking that. You know, I heard my dad and Papa Dude say one time, talking about somebody as we played ball, and he said, you know, he looks heavy-legged. And you know, he said, you know, the only thing that'll make you heavy-legged. So I'm just saying, guys, if you got married or you got a pretty deep girlfriend and engagement, you'll get heavy-legged.
yeah,
So
you will.
there you go.
That's
And
true.
don't have a kid, you'll be like these other golfers I know, and all of a sudden you're winning on the PGA Tour, you go and you get married, let's have a kid. Bam!
you get the
Now all of a
shanks.
sudden we're double bogeying.
Unless you're Scotty Scheffler. He didn't
Yeah.
get the shanks
Yeah.
until it come Ryder Cup time.
Well, that's not Shanks. He just has trouble with that event. But
Well, so, like I saw a good post on that you know, Monday. It was like, you know, it was referencing him and Tiger, and it was like, you know,
yes, Hayden.
some people like to hunt alone.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
some of the
absolutely.
best hunters hunt alone, and so it makes sense. That's why Tiger was never really good at the Ryder Cup either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's something to think about. But
Well, it's a sport that you play by yourself, and you're competing against the course, and you're really not
Yeah.
worried about anybody else. So, and it's different in that setting. Anyway, I digress.
Hayden, I personally think he's hurt. I mean, honestly, you're seeing a completely different player. Either he's hurt or he's checked out and he's not getting along with the coaches and you really don't care, which I find that hard to believe that he don't care, you know, because it means so much to him to be, you know, a part of the team and on the, you know, going to, he's said it so many times about, you know, this is my dream to be the QB at LSU and, you know, all these things. And so, you know, it's just hard for me to understand that or think that he doesn't care. I've seen him limping off the field, maybe and they could be concealing something. It's possible that he's got some kind of ACL, MCL, there's something there, but I can tell you that all these other teams know that we can't run the ball, and so they play a three down lineman, drop 4 in coverage or 5. We still can't run the ball, and then you're throwing into a 2 deep, 3 deep, and I don't get it. But
Hayden, unless you're talking about it starting to add up about him being heavy-legged.
that's what he was talking about.
Yes, okay.
That's what's starting to add up is that he's
Thank you,
heavy-legged.
Hayden.
It's
Yes,
possible.
he's heavy-legged.
He's heavy-legged. Are you speaking from experience?
Not me, no.
Okay,
Papa Dude
uh-huh.
and my dad weren't talking about me, JD. Hicks, they were talking about somebody else. I'm not at liberty to say who it was, but it wasn't you either.
He's playing heavy-legged. I know exactly who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about, and
Yep.
I think maybe some of the viewers might know. We're
No
not going to
free
go there.
ads. No
No
free
free
ads
ads
there,
over
Jimmy.
there, Valentine. No free ads. Oh.
Drew, we're not talking about
We're
you.
not talking
either,
about
number
you.
52.
We're
no,
talking about-
sir.
we're
Nope,
talking about
nope, no numbers, no nothing.
We're not.
We're not
I'm not
giving
saying
anything
nothing.
away.
We're not giving it away. No secrets.
Yep. Yeah, play that 1-3-1.
Yeah. Oh man.
No, the TCU game, the Virginia game, the vicious field storming, yes. LSU shit the bed. Ole Miss feels really high right now. They're going to come down.
Oh yeah, their defense is terrible.
Yeah. So we need to talk about some games coming up this week.
Mm-hmm.
There are some pretty dang good ones.
Yeah. I need to get my phone out and look because I didn't have time to print your
That's
your
okay.
deal. So
That's okay. Well, Mike, wanted it emailed, and I texted and emailed.
you did both.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty good.
So
like that.
Mike wasn't able to join us tonight, guys. By the way, his grandmother had an episode that he had to attend to. So, no, but Oregon beating Penn State in the whiteout. How big was that? Like, I didn't expect it. And let me just say this. Is it just me, or does Dan Lanning cry after every game that he wins that's a big game?
Yeah.
Like, that dude is a crier. As long as he
winning.
wins.
Keep on winning.
If I'm an Oregon fan, he's winning. I don't care if he cries or not.
Let the victor go the spoils, JD.
It seems like he cries after every game, for
Well,
sure.
I can tell you what he is. He's fast and physical. His teams look good
He's a
on
winner,
the hoof,
for sure.
and they will hit you. And I admire that. His quarterback looked dang good. Yeah, big game. And there again, James Franklin. What do you say, Bobby Ray?
Yeah.
Good to see you. Every game.
Every game, LOL.
Hicks. Bobby Ray Sharpley. All right, so James Franklin, once again, Hicks Franklin can't win the big game.
Who's worse than not winning the big game, him or Brian Kelly?
Franklin shit the bed a lot.
I'm talking about all in the bed.
Yep.
Like having to change the mattress. Shit the bed.
That's right.
Like that bad.
Yep. Not good.
He can't, they've had opportunities to win games. They had opportunity to beat Ohio State, a year or two ago, and they just can't get it done.
Yep.
So Sharpley says BK, and you're probably right. I mean, he has played in
Bobby, you
several
better be
big
glad
games,
that Mike
but-
Pearson's not on here. He'd be echoing that
Oh,
sentiment
yeah.
right now.
No doubt,
We'll go live with him on here too, and he'll
for sure.
he'll stand on the roof to say that.
I'm not sure. I'd have to figure this thing out a little bit better on this computer to how we add people in when we're doing it, but we'll get there eventually. Take a little time.
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah, true.
Get them dudes bunk
Yeah.
beds. They both suck. You're not far off of
Yeah.
being right. Yeah.
Well-
Hicks Franklin looks like he's lost in translation to me whenever I look at him on the sidelines and after the game. It's like, where the hell did that train come from that just ran over us? You know what I mean? And he's in most all the ball games. It's not like he gets housed and blown out.
He just it's like he gets in the fourth quarter and freezes up,
Yeah.
His team plays the same way. They get in they're in the game and they just freaking they clam up.
I hate to say it again. Me and Dawson are sitting there watching, and he goes, "Drew Aller sucks." And I go, "I agree with you." And then he hits a pass in the end zone right over the shoulder. I mean, look, grass. Well, it didn't even prove us wrong. And then turns right around in overtime. Hut. Let me throw it to the other team.
Yeah. Ohio State with a big dub.
Yep, that was a big time road win.
Yeah, that was. I mean, there was a lot of people that picked Washington.
Yeah.
I think Washington has had the number
Jed
one
Fish.
offense in the country.
Yeah, something like that.
They're
Jed
right
Fish
up there.
is a good coach, but gosh, it's hard to win up there. But Kalen did it. But
Les Miles won up there.
yeah,
That's been a long time ago.
yeah.
But
Well,
let's talk about DeBoer for a second. Like, everybody was on his case, and I was one too. And I said to myself, Alabama's, it's not Nick Saban, and I'm not saying they will be. They're still liable to lose 2 games, 3 games. Who knows? It seemed, I've got a friend of mine who told me, he said, I knew when he walked out on the sidelines in that Walmart Alabama shirt, we were in trouble.
well,
And
yeah. But
they're just not used to it. They were
He's
already
in a
fired him after
no-win
week 1, but I
situation.
think now they're probably not after the way they played against Georgia. I mean, is that the first time Alabama's beat Georgia in the regular season or any point in
2020
since the Hail Mary
was it
in the
2020
national
or-
championship game?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
But what I can say is Kalen's in a no-win situation, no matter what he does.
Yeah.
Because if he wins a title, the next year, if it's a down year, well, we knew you couldn't do it. You did it with Saban's players,
Yeah.
essentially.
You're right.
And then if he loses it, well, we knew he wasn't good enough to be the man and all that. So I hate it for him. I do think he's a quality coach. Would take him all day long.
Well, you're probably right, Hayden. And I said that too. It pains me to say this, and there's a lot of LSU fans that are probably going to not like what I have to say, but the way Alabama played against Georgia the other night is the way I was hoping LSU would play in year 4 under Brian Kelly, and that's not happening.
Yeah.
The offense looks good. The QB looks good. They're running the ball. The offensive line held up. And Georgia's no pushover. I mean, Georgia's one of the best teams in the SEC and have been for the last 6-7 years. You can't overlook them. And Alabama just went into Georgia and put it on them. It was close. Don't get me wrong. I felt like Bama had a lot more chances to put points on the board that they left on the field too, which was really surprising.
Yeah.
They're starting to figure it out, and that's a scary thing for a lot of
coming into mid-season.
A lot of SEC teams and fans of other schools, especially the one I'm a fan of, Mm-hmm. So, but we got the Vanderbilt Commodores still rolling. They're top 20. What are they ranked now?
They're.
I need to look. I can't remember.
They play Bama this week.
I know I'm looking really forward to that game.
10 versus number 16, I believe.
Yeah, that Vanderbilt Alabama game it's in Tuscaloosa. Yeah, last year it was in Nashville.
Yeah. And so we're going to see
we'll see what both of them are made of this week.
Coming off number 16 versus number 10.
Yeah. If Vandy, let's ask this question. If Vandy goes into T-Town and beats Alabama, does Vandy have a shot to win the SEC and go and get in the playoffs?
Sure.
Like literally, what's going to happen if Vanderbilt is in the playoffs? Like, that's good for the
There'll
SEC?
be 22
but
fans from Vandy that show up to watch them. First off,
how awesome would it be for them to have a home game?
I love it. I like that Pavia is like, he puts it out there. He's not afraid to talk it and back it up. Clark Lee he's built them correctly, and we'll see what they can do. Now, they may absolutely get run over.
They might.
Run over. Bobby Ray thinks 100% they have a shot.
And I agree. I think they do too. But, we're going to see this week.
Yep. It's going to be a big-time environment. Now, okay, Vandy beats them. If Vandy beats Bama, my friends, and my guys over here messaging and queuing up on this, if Vandy beats Bama, what I want our homework to be, that Monday come 2 o'clock Central Time, I want everybody on the Paul Feinbaum show, because you'll have every backwood from Dothan, Alabama, calling in, screaming at Paul and talking about Kalen DeBoer not being the right guy.
You're right. If they do build Pavia's statue, next week, have it outside the stadium.
Unveil it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put it up there like Colorado did before the season was over.
Yeah.
Last year with 2 players that had no business being on their freaking deal. So I agree with it. I hope Vandy wins, but I hope they don't beat us for sure.
Yeah.
Drew, they might. Who knows? If this ain't your mama's Vanderbilt team though. It's just not. And Clark, me and Chance were talking about this. He was like, Clark Lee won't be there long. I was like, oh yeah, he's not going nowhere. He played there. He's coaching there. He wants to be there. Now, if somebody comes and offers him $10 million a year, and I don't feel like he would go back to Vanderbilt and say, this is what I'm being offered, match it or I'm gone.
Right.
I just don't think that's the kind of guy he is. He's looking long term, and he's got an opportunity especially now with the transfer portal the way it is. I mean, you can't stockpile players. I mean,
Yeah.
Vandy's got a lot of private money. You know, it
serious about
took the
football.
transfer portal for both teams in Tennessee to get relevant. I'll say that.
Right. Yeah.
Because neither one's been relevant since or Vandy really ever, and
Yeah.
Tennessee since the early 2000s.
Pat's Heupel's finally getting it rolling around.
Man, is that guy?
He's got a chin on him.
Oh man, it's like who ate Josh Heupel?
Yep. That's
Like
right.
he's,
The lefty.
I think he's getting bigger every game.
He's on that shot.
Mm-hmm.
Get on that shot.
Get on that Ozempic.
Yes, sir.
But
No free ads, Ozempic.
yep, we're not. No free ads. So, what else do we got this week? We got some other big games. Your little spreadsheet here, I
Looks
can't
good.
I can't tell shit about it.
It looks
Look.
good, son.
That's all I see. I don't even
Yeah.
see what team's
Show-
playing what.
Show the viewers.
Oh, if y'all can see this, he's got it on here,
Oh
and
no, I got it.
it's just the home team,
No, I got it all.
and I can't tell who's playing who.
I
So
got it good, Higgs.
let me go to my ESPN app because obviously, chances.
Well, I emailed it also. Let's see.
Well, I couldn't even open the email. I tried. It wouldn't open.
Yeah, let's see.
So we're gonna go. Let's see.
Damn, I did mess it up.
Oh, I told you messed it up.
We got Tallahassee and Miami.
All right.
We got
Who you got on that
we
one?
got
Let's talk.
Vandy,
Let's talk
Bama.
about Miami, Florida State. Does Florida State bounce back? Does Miami beat them?
I have to think I like Miami after the game they
Mm-hmm.
played against Florida. They had the bye week to roll to Florida State. I think Miami puts it together and whips their ass on both sides of the ball. And I think Carson Beck and the bad decisions, he's going to mess up because that's what he does. But maybe they can run the ball enough and then set the edges to make some plays on Florida State. But Malzahn is going to be schemed up against Hicks Cristobal.
You think?
Yeah.
Man,
It's going to be fast.
I don't think Miami is as good as everybody's making out like they are.
No.
I think that they've played a couple of weak teams, and I don't even think Florida State's that good. It's going to probably be a good game.
Yeah.
Where's the game at? Is that Hard Rock?
Hard Rock.
Okay.
No,
it's in Tallahassee.
Yeah,
That's right. It's in
Doak
Tallahassee.
Campbell.
Yep. Florida State might have a chance at home.
Yeah.
Wide right.
Yeah.
Wide right.
Always some issue in this
So-
ball game.
Well, Kentucky 2-2 at Georgia. Georgia lost last week. I don't think that'll be a close game. I think Georgia
Georgia
will
sails.
just romp
Yep.
Kentucky.
And
I
think
just don't feel
Gunnar
like that's gonna be a
Stockton
big one.
Is a more high value brand than Carson Beck and the bad decisions, but they're pretty much one of the interchangeable.
Yeah, interchangeable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Gunnar Stockton in a way, but neither one of those two QBs are as good as what they've had in the past.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah, for sure.
Stockton reminds me a lot of Aaron Murray,
Mm-hmm.
kind of that same type of. Seems like he ought to be able to win a big game, but then something happens and
Yeah.
they just don't.
Yeah.
But so we got number 14 Iowa State 5-0 at Cincinnati. 3-1 Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a 1.5 favorite. Over and under 53.5. Who you like in that one, Chance?
I picked that game to pick it just because that has all those implications of an Iowa State type game and a Cincy game where it comes down to a field goal or a last second or, just a tight game the whole
Yeah.
way. I think Iowa State pulls that out, but I think it gets to be just a really close game.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm like you. I like Iowa State in that game. Even I don't know about the over and under so much. Usually there's a lot of points scored when they play at Cincinnati, it seems like. So
Yeah.
I'm going to probably take the over in that one.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to scroll on down here. What else? I don't see what all you put on there because I don't have it. But
I'll tell you what games.
Let's talk about.
I only picked 10 games.
Dabo. I want to talk about this. Dabo going to face Bill Belichick. Clemson 1-3, North Carolina 2-2. Clemson is a 13.5-point favorite over Clemson.
They'll be showing this game on the 10 a.m. Cartoon Network, is what I've heard.
It is 11 a.m. ESPN game.
Yep.
I'm going to pick Clemson to roll North Carolina. I think that Clemson will start getting their stuff together, even though they've got 3 losses. I think that everybody's kind of wrote them off, and which granted they probably should have. They've played terrible.
Well,
but
can Dabo keep the locker room at this point? Can he put it together? If he can win a couple games like this, it builds some confidence, and these guys play again. He can say, "Hey, we still are playing for a lot. A 3-loss team. We're still going to get a good bowl and play with some pride." This is going to be the kicker.
Yeah.
Can he keep them together?
Number 24, Virginia going to Louisville. Louisville's a 6.5-point favorite.
Yep.
62.5 over and under.
Yeah, it's a 2:30 kick.
It's a 2:30 kick, and it's surprising that it's that big for Louisville. Obviously, Vegas knows more than I do. Yep. So, I mean,
they like Brom.
For that line, they like Brom in that situation, I guess, and so I can't argue with them. I think I'm going to go Louisville to win, and I'm going to pick the over. So
Me too. I'm with you on that.
What else do we got here?
Houston's the next game.
Big game in Louisiana. 3-1 UL Monroe and 2-2 Northwestern.
Yeah.
Northwestern out of the Big Ten. It's on the Big Ten network. ULM had a big win last week.
Yep.
So I know it's not on our list, but I just wanted to talk about it. Northwestern's 11.5-point favorite. I'm going to go ULM to cover. Northwestern to win the game, but I'm going to go ULM to cover.
I'm going to say give me ULM to win and take it. I know that I'm doing this because Drew feeds them each and every week and during the week, and he's gotten really close with the program and the kids, and he thinks a lot of them, and I like them too. They got some of the tightest unis in the game.
Oh man, they are.
Good
They
all
are.
the time.
They are
Sharp.
awesome.
Yeah. So,
one of the games that we didn't have on our sheet that I wanted to talk about is happening in Dallas. A pretty good Syracuse team, 3-2, facing SMU, 2-2. I know Syracuse has got Ricky Collins at QB now, the LSU transfer, because their QB1 got hurt.
Yep.
How do you think that plays out?
I'll still take SMU. That's my 4th favorite team that I have, and I'm going to take SMU.
I'm going to agree with you on that because I think that Duke just absolutely made Syracuse look terrible last week, and maybe they get it together, but that was not a good look for
Dallas,
Syracuse.
I like SMU.
I do too. We're gonna roll on down here. 2 4-0 teams out of the state of Texas. Number 11 Texas Tech playing at Houston. Texas Tech is an 11.5-point favorite over and under 50.5. I'm gonna take Houston to cover, but I'm gonna take Texas Tech to win and the over.
I like Tech.
I think Tech's offense is legit right now.
McGuire's a real deal. They are going to buy. They're going to buy a playoff berth.
Yeah.
And I don't know about a championship, probably not, but they're going to buy a playoff berth.
Willie Fritz quietly 4-0 at Houston.
Yeah.
He's quietly 4-0, and you really don't hear much about it. And I mean, he built a good team, good program at Tulane that's still running.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. But he'll be allowed 4-1 when it's over.
Yeah. What about this game? 4-1 Mississippi State, which played Tennessee really good last week and had a chance to win the game. Should have won.
Yep.
Going to A&M, playing at Kyle Field. A&M, number 6 A&M at 4-0. A&M's got a really good defense right now. Mike Elko has those guys playing really good, and they've got a good running game. So
we go there next week. So
Yeah.
hopefully Texas 8-4 is looking ahead to Florida, and they get. I mean, they're favored 14.5.
I think Mississippi State covers in that game.
They
You know,
have
I think
something
that's a
going.
sneaky. Yeah, they have something going. Levy has completely turned around
Yep.
the way they think about it, and to see the way they were last year and not hardly winning a game. I mean, really, they looked bad against Toledo last year. Like it was like they were not competitive,
Right.
like at all.
Yeah.
And so you turn that around to seeing how good they've played so far this year, and that's why I think, you know, Mississippi State covers. I'm not going to take them to win at Kyle Field because I think it's a hard place to play. I'm going to take Texas A&M to win, but the over and under is 55.5, and I think I'm going to go with the under on that one.
I agree. Under, and I don't think they'll cover. I think Mississippi State makes it ugly.
So we only got one or two games left here, and I want to, before we get to anything else, I would like to talk about this last game because I feel like it's something worth discussing for you, Chance. We've got your team, the Florida Gators, at 1-3, hosting number 9 Texas. The Longhorns, their first ever trip to Ben Hill Griffin. Florida had an off week, had a bye week last week.
And you know what Coach Billy Hall Napier said? I saw a look in DJ Lagway's eyes.
I saw a look.
So
Like, where
let's
the
hope
hell
it
is that
wasn't-
look being the
let's
first?
hope it wasn't constipation.
He's had a deer in the headlight
Yeah.
look for 4 games. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
let's hope it wasn't a look of constipation.
Yeah. That's all I can hope. And I
Yeah.
hope we're firing on all cylinders, and I'd like to see Billy toss it around the yard.
Man, you know, one thing that I feel like is lacking from Florida's offense is a deep playability.
We'll get
I
Dallas
think-
Wilson back this week.
You know, they've had a lot of games this year where, you know, they've had an opportunity to pass, and they've had a lot of single high, you know, looks that Lagway hasn't taken advantage of. And you know, I know we've talked about it before. He's still nursing a shoulder injury. Regardless of what anybody says, I feel like his shoulder's still hurt. However, the reason why people are running single high because you've got one of the top 5 running backs in the country, and you're not giving him the ball.
Yeah.
You know, Mike said it, you know, last week and the week before and the week before and the week before. Handball the ball 25 times and
Tell him you're fixing to
just
run it.
tell them you're going to run it and say stop it. Now, I think
Miami did.
that Miami did, and of course, of all the people that can, I think Texas is one of those teams. They have a really good front 7, one of the best in the country, and so we'll see if they have that that ability. So, Cuz over here. Texas
Settle
wins
down a little bit now.
wins by 2 touchdowns. I think that I don't know of a team outside of the state of Florida. Well, let me back up. Texas A&M did it last year, but you hardly see teams go into the swamp and win by 2 touchdowns. I don't know what it is, but you know, most of the time they don't. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I feel like
Was this Arch Manning's coming out party?
I don't
where
think
he
it's Arch
really
Manning's coming
turned it
out
on.
party because of the fact that Florida has one of the best defenses in the country, regardless of record.
Yeah.
You really had, I mean, you think about this. At the time, you've played and lost to 2 top 5 teams in South Florida, which, you know, I think at the first of the year, you just really didn't have it together. And I think this is the same situation with y'all last year. For whatever reason,
After the bye week.
you're not even against Long Island. Lagway had 127 yards passing or something
Oh, they
like that.
stopped us the first 2 drives.
And so, you know, that goes to me. It goes back to Billy doubling down on his play calling. Like, if it takes him 6 games to figure out how to call plays during the season, then we've got a bigger problem than what we think we have. And I honestly feel like that's kind of how it is down there. I think that's how it's been.
Yeah.
He's not calling plays to win ball games, it seems like. And it's just tough.
Shit, is it? But
What
I'm
did
gonna
you
ride it on a rock,
Okay.
and I'm taking us to cover.
Okay.
We're gonna beat the spread.
Okay.
We're spread beaters this week, guys, and we're gonna sniff this one out. We're beating their ass. You don't come down there to the swamp from Austin, Texas, and think you're fixing to sneak in and win. We're beating your ass this week, and we get back in. We're gonna be 2-3 as we roll into Kyle Field next week when we go to Texas. But I like Florida to show us something this week.
I was watching Rufino and Joe earlier on my way up here. And Blake made a good point, and I kind of agree with him. Until Billy Napier proves that he can, call an offense that attacks teams down the field, I can't pick Florida.
Hey,
And
very viable.
I think that Sark is going to have a good game plan.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be hard for Arch Manning in the swamp. I think they're going to have to really lean on their running game.
I think they're going to use their quick game like running also. Set the edge.
I really want to pick Florida to win the game.
I know.
I really do, because I want Florida to win the game, because I feel like Florida's better than people make them out to be.
Right.
You've had a pretty hard stretch. You should have never lost that game to South Florida. And to be honest with you, if DJ don't throw 5 touchdowns, you probably don't lose to LSU either. You're looking at interceptions. I mean, yeah. You're probably not losing that game because you had
The defense
a ton of offense.
Yeah.
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 And so, third down conversions is
I think
where is Florida in the league as far as third down
we
conversions?
have to be towards the bottom, totally, because if you're ranked 100, I think it was 103rd and like 125th or 112th in third down conversions for both these teams coming in, you're bad. So I think it's Texas and Florida at the bottom of the heap.
Well, I know LSU ain't far off, because we're 6 for 25 in the last 2 SEC games on third down.
It'll be worse than that.
So,
well,
big week.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. So, appreciate everybody joining in.
Thanks for the comments.
Thanks for comments, keeping it going. We really do appreciate it. And we will see you guys next week.
Strive for perfection, settle for excellence.
Jumping Offsides.
Oh, Great American Pillow Fight coming at you.
Who's that saying sweet flag further than stall and when we all went piling out?
All you gotta do is block that guy. Your job ain't that hard. So just don't make it hard. Yes, sir, Coach. I got you.